Welcome, pvtexpressnews. Subscribe to the channel to not miss new videos. And now for today's content. When the cameras rolled and the stage lights softened, the atmosphere seemed almost too fragile to touch. The host's question was simple: what are your feelings for Songyun? Yet the air immediately froze. Sukai's eyebrows drew together ever so slightly, his eyes flickering with a trace of hesitation. Then came his answer. Just 2 words. Uncomfortable. It wasn't the response anyone expected. Not warm, not dismissive, just layered with something far more complicated. Those 2 syllables landed like a quiet explosion, carrying hints of conflict, restraint, and perhaps even an unspoken truth. Was he embarrassed? Unsure how to articulate his thoughts? Or was his heart resisting the flames of a love he couldn't admit? Whatever the reason, the word left the audience stunned. In an industry that thrives on bold declarations, Sukai's subtle reply proved even more electrifying, igniting speculation, debate, and endless curiosity. A chemistry fans can't forget. Sukai and Songyun have long been adored as an on-screen duo. Their playful banter and tender moments in dramas made fans question whether they were truly just colleagues or something more. On screen, they radiated affection; off-screen, fans clamored, "Just get together already, you're perfect for each other." But reality isn't a script. In the entertainment world, romance doesn't always follow the plotlines fans dream up. Life and art often run like parallel lines, seemingly close, yet never truly crossing. The weight behind uncomfortable. Sukai's answer wasn't a throwaway remark. Behind that single word lay layers of meaning. Embarrassment. Caught off guard by a sensitive question, he suddenly became the focal point of flashing cameras and scrutinizing eyes. Any sentence he spoke risked being dissected endlessly. Self-defense. In an industry where personal lives are relentlessly exposed, silence can be safer than honesty. For Sukai, uncomfortable was less rejection and more a shield, protecting his feelings, protecting Songyun, and keeping boundaries intact. Far from coldness, his discomfort was a quiet plea, to leave some moments untouched, to allow privacy where it still matters. Fans react, respect over speculation. Online, reactions exploded. Some sympathized with Sukai's awkward position. It must have been so hard for him, he couldn't say what he really felt. Others remained hopeful. Maybe this shows they're closer than we think. But many fans chose a different path: respect. One commented, "Let the work speak for itself. Don't force him into an answer." Another added, "This is real tenderness, protecting each other's space is more beautiful than a love confession." In that moment, fan culture shifted. Instead of demanding answers, many embraced the warmth of simply cherishing what Sukai and Songyun bring to the screen, and leaving the rest unspoken. When silence speaks louder than words. Of course, the media pounced. Headlines screamed about Sukai's emotional breakdown, while entertainment blogs spun his discomfort into scandalous theories. Clips of his reaction flooded Weibo and Douyin, quickly going viral. Hashtags trended, debates raged, and once again, a quiet moment was magnified into a storm. Yet, beneath all the noise, one truth remained: sometimes silence conveys more than any dramatic confession. Sukai's uncomfortable wasn't just a word. It was a boundary, a shield, and perhaps a whisper of something too precious to expose. And for fans who truly understand, that sincerity is worth more than any scripted romance. It is both an emotional code and an emotional amplifier. Although it is amplified, it also makes it more fragile. While the public is pursuing the truth, they are also moved by that truth. The media's interpretation and the enthusiastic interaction of fans have created a cross-pollination between reality and imagination, making this sentence not only a response but also a wave of emotions surging in the public. For artists, dealing with emotional topics is like walking a tightrope. They want to establish an emotional connection with fans, but also avoid being dragged into scandals. They need a warm response, but cannot let their private matters be made public. This time, Sukai showed extreme discomfort. This balanced sentence revealed 3 layers of meaning. First, he respected the fans' concerns but did not indulge them. "I have heard it, but it is not the time to express an opinion." Second, he protects their private space and that of others, not letting them get too close. Finally, he ends the topic subtly, responding to emotions without overdoing it, leaving the audience to indulge in their imagination. This approach is a mature interpretation. He shows the belief that emotions can exist but do not necessarily have to be expressed. Relationships can be genuine but do not have to be wasted. The necessary private space between photoshoots to breathe. It is these small details that keep him real and mysterious in the hearts of fans. Are the couples on screen really destined to be together, or are we simply infatuated with the chemistry between the two in the movie? We ask more questions. Perhaps we will discover that the reason we are drawn to this is not just a desire to witness a real relationship, but also a search for emotional expression, a yearning for the possibility of sincerity. When Sukai says he feels uncomfortable, our anxiety and curiosity are reflected. We demand honesty from him, but we are not necessarily ready to face the answer. We crave gossip, but ignore the boundaries of personal feelings. Perhaps we should pause, let the warmth of the chopsticks gently observe his discomfort, and let that uncertainty settle in our hearts, instead of immediately making it a reality. In this chaotic flow of emotions, we rethink what we really need: a definitive answer, or a hidden but touching emotional void. Since when did we start to confuse actors and roles, and since when are we willing to keep a distance between them? The word uncomfortable is like a performance. Recording the shadow of emotions and retaining the hidden fish spin, he did not express passionately or avoid indifferently, but gently drew the boundary between emotions and reason. The true emotions hidden in the breath behind the discomfort, like a shadow gently swaying under the light, short but profound. Sukai did not need to explain these 2 simple words. These 2 words are worth 1,000 words. He gently passed through the lens, but echoed in the hearts of the audience. We imagine that the complex emotions he carried also became vivid and real because of this short answer, making people realize that feelings do not necessarily have to be sincere, and ambiguous answers can also be beautiful. Distance does not necessarily have to be erased. Moderate distance is also a form of respect and warmth. Please leave your discussion. Welcome to leave comments. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all.